The Shark Deck.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with a bonus episode of 5 Good News Stories. Just want to warn you in case you didn't read the episode title. The first story is actually sad, so if you're listening with kids, you might want to hit pause. I'll give you a second here. I'll just babble for a second. I was out for a run, and then I got an alert on my phone, and I saw the story, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a bonus episode. It is a follow-up to a story I told you about earlier in this year. The sad news, the world's oldest dog, Bobi, has passed away, age 31 and 165 days. Bobi passed away at his home in Portugal on Saturday. His death announced on social media by a local veterinarian. Dr. Karen Becker wrote, despite outliving every dog in history, his 11,478 days on Earth would never be enough for those who loved him. Bobi became both the world's oldest living dog and the oldest dog ever back in February. The previous oldest dog was Bluey, who passed away in Australia in 1939 at the age of 29 years and 5 months. If you are skeptical, Bobi's age had been validated by the Portuguese government's pet database. Bobi lived his entire life with the Costa family in a village on Portugal's west coast. He was born with 3 siblings. His owner, Lionel, was 8 at the time. He said his parents had too many animals and had put the other siblings to sleep, but Bobi escaped. Costa and his brothers kept the dog's existence a secret from their parents until the dog was eventually discovered and became part of the family. Wow. They had a scare in 2018 when Bobi was hospitalized after suddenly collapsing due to breathing difficulty. Back in February, Costa revealed that Bobi had enjoyed a relatively trouble-free life and thought the secret to his longevity was the calm, peaceful environment he lived in. He had experienced trouble walking and poor eyesight. Bobi's mother had lived to the age of 18. Another family dog lived to the age of 22. If you want to hear the original story on this, it is the February 16th, 2023 episode of 5 Good News Stories, and it is unclear at this time who is the oldest dog in the world. I will follow up with that when I hear it. All right, let's do some good news. The cuddly champion of the 2023 People's World's Cutest Rescue Dog Contest is Hobie. Hobie is a one-eyed terrier. Kristen is Hobie's human and says Hobie looks like a teddy bear and is very sweet. They were looking for another dog to join the family, looking for rescue pets online. They came across Hobie, was available for adoption at the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter. Kristen, the human, said, we fell in love with him. And so did the voters in the 2023 People's World's Cutest Rescue Dog Contest. Thousands of voters chose the 5-year-old terrier mix to win the annual competition. Hobie's spunk and charm helped him triumph over 8,000 other furry contestants. Hobie's prizes include some dog food from the sponsor and a $1,000 donation to the animal rescue of his choice. They have chosen the Laguna Beach Animal Shelter, Hobie's former home. Kristen the human says, we have this ritual on weekend mornings. I have coffee, he crawls up my lap, and I hold him like a baby. He could do this for hours. He's a very sweet, mild-mannered little boy. Normally, I try and keep the podcast varied and don't do a bunch of pet stories all in one episode, but today feels a little different. So let me tell you about a unique cat with 2 noses. The cat is named Nanny McPhee and was given to Cats Protection Adoption Center in Warrington, Cheshire. After the owner got sick and could no longer care for the cat, staff at first thought Nanny McPhee just had a big nose, but a checkup by veterinarians revealed the 4-year-old cat actually has 2 noses. Vet officer Fiona Brockbank said, a cat with 2 noses is a first for us. This is a real rarity, and thankfully, it isn't causing her any problems at all. Like all our cats, Nanny McPhee will be neutered before rehoming, so any concerns about inherited problems are resolved, as she won't have kittens. We've all fallen in love with our one-of-a-kind Nanny McPhee. We can't stop looking at her 2 noses. She's proven to be a gentle lady who adores a fuss and a cuddle, and we're hopeful her newfound fame means there'll be no shortage of potential adopters. Congratulations to Walter Decker. He turned 99 last week. Well, over the weekend, he climbed 1,776 steps to the top of Toronto's CN Tower. Oh, it's not the first time he did this. He did this back in 2015 at age 91. That year, he raised $1,600, money that goes toward addressing poverty and housing issues in the Greater Toronto area. At age 91, he did it in just over 47 minutes. He had told CBC Toronto prior to this year, it's going to take a little longer. I've slowed down for sure. This year, he did it in 1 hour 10. And he says, not bad for a 99-year-old. Next year, when he's 100, he won't be doing it. Why? His granddaughter is getting married in San Francisco on the same weekend as the climb, so he'll be out of town. And what do you do when you're on the Eiffel Tower and the police close it down because somebody's climbing it? This happened to somebody. Well, I'll tell you what you do. You get married. Police arrested a man climbing the Eiffel Tower last week. That meant some visitors were stuck up at the top. I've been to the top of the Eiffel Tower, not the worst place to be stuck. Anyway, Amir Khan was there, and he had been planning to propose to Cat Warren later in the day in a Paris garden away from the crowds. Later plans were for a romantic dinner on the River Seine. But because of the climber, the elevators were shut down, stranding the couple and some others at the top. And Khan said, let me go for it. He told a reporter, I figured we might be here longer than I imagined, so I didn't want to miss dinner, and she always wanted to be proposed to on or under the Eiffel Tower, so I figured this is the moment. What did she say? Yes. Cat Warren said he had a pretty good chance of me saying yes all along. And that's your 5 good news stories for today. Rest in peace, Bobi.